Picture this. One small spot on your body, 60 seconds of focused attention, and the possibility of reclaiming the firm, dependable erections you thought were behind you. I'm not promoting a fad. This is a natural, time-tested approach that blends practical medicine with ancient insight, and it can rekindle blood flow, sensitivity, and confidence even in men in their 60s, 70s, or 80s. I'm Dr. Mohit Kara, a urologist and men's health specialist with over 3 decades helping older men regain vitality. Over the years, I've listened to thousands of men quietly admit their bedroom worries, and I've guided them toward realistic, evidence-based strategies that restore real hope. Too many guys assume the only options are pills or resignation. But there's a small, powerful zone on your body that hardly anyone talks about, a place recognized by traditional healers for generations, and modern research is beginning to explain why stimulating it can revive circulation, nerve function, and pelvic strength. Here's my commitment. Spend 1 minute a day gently massaging this spot and you can encourage better blood flow, ease pelvic tension, and wake up the systems that support stronger, longer erections. In a moment, I'll show you exactly where this point is, how to find it, the correct technique, and which simple oils enhance the effect. Stick with me. This could be the single trick that brings your potency back. Before we proceed, please subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss other practical tips I create for men in their later years. If this lands with you, type 1 below. If not, type 0 and tell me what would help more. But first, let's be clear about why things often change after age 50. Why things change after 50. Speaking plainly, I see the same pattern over and over. At first everything seems normal, and then gradually erections that used to come easily require more effort, or stop happening reliably at all. That loss cuts deep because it touches identity and confidence. You are not alone, and it isn't your fault. After 50, several predictable changes conspire to dull sexual function. The pelvic floor muscles, the group that supports the bladder and helps maintain erections, can become paradoxically tight and weakened at the same time. Picture an old elastic band that's stretched and stiff. It resists movement yet lacks snap. That combination reduces blood inflow and undermines the muscular support erections need. Next, the blood vessels themselves lose elasticity with age. Stiffer arteries don't widen quickly or fully, so the surge of blood required for a firm erection is blunted. Finally, the nerves that carry sensation and arousal signals through the pelvis often suffer compression from years of sitting, poor posture, inflammation, or scar tissue. The result: less sensation, slower response, and a dimmer experience. Those 3 problems, tense, ineffective muscles, narrowed, less flexible vessels, and dulled, compressed nerves, can feel daunting together. But they are not irreversible. They're your body's way of asking for stimulation, circulation, and gentle rehabilitation. And that's where a tiny, overlooked zone comes into play. The secret spot, the perineum. Now let me introduce the real hero, the perineum, often called the $1 million point in traditional systems. It lies between the scrotum and the anus, a small patch of tissue that serves as a crossroads for the structures that govern male sexual and urinary health. When I began my practice decades ago, like many colleagues, I focused on medications and procedures. Over time, however, patient responses and a closer look at anatomy taught me to respect this hidden area. Beneath the skin of the perineum run key arteries that feed the penis, nerves that transmit pleasure and arousal to the brain, and the root structures that anchor the penis itself. The prostate sits just above this region. Because so many vital pathways converge here, congestion, tightness, or poor circulation at this junction can ripple outward and blunt function across the whole pelvic system. The good news is equally dramatic. Gentle, consistent massage of the perineum can influence circulation, soothe nerves, and release pelvic tension simultaneously. Men who adopt this practice often describe sensations of relief, as though a long-standing traffic jam inside their pelvis has finally eased and everything begins to move again. That's why ancient healers emphasized the $1 million point, and why contemporary studies are now confirming what traditional medicine observed for ages. Targeted stimulation of this area improves blood flow, activates nerve pathways, and reduces pelvic floor hypertonicity. Practical next steps are essential, because knowing this spot exists is only the first step. In the next section, I'll walk you through a clear, safe method to locate the perineum, perform an effective 1-minute massage, and choose a few uncomplicated oils that boost absorption and comfort, all in a manner you can do privately and comfortably at home. You said 3. How to locate it and massage it. Now that you know the perineum is the crossroads where vessels, nerves, and prostate-related structures meet, the next question is practical. How do you find it, and what do you do once your fingers are there? Picture me beside you, calmly guiding your hand as I have for thousands of men. The perineum sits in that small, soft strip of skin between the scrotum and the anus, roughly centered. It may feel awkward at first because most men never pay attention to this area, but with a little patience you'll recognize it. Press gently with your fingertip and you should feel a shallow dip, tender, soft, and a little sensitive. That slight tenderness is a useful sign that you've located the right spot. The technique is straightforward. Put your index and middle fingers together and apply steady, moderate pressure. Imagine pressing a ripe tomato, firm enough to feel the structure, not hard enough to injure it. From there make small clockwise circles for 30 seconds, then switch to counterclockwise for 30 seconds. That 1-minute sequence is usually enough to start easing tension and encouraging circulation. Some men prefer a gentle vertical bounce, a light up and down motion, or a rhythmic routine of pressing firmly for 5 seconds, then releasing for 5 seconds to create a pumping effect. The key rule: don't dig in or force anything. Too much pressure will only cause soreness and discourage regular practice. Think of this as coaxing the tissue to relax, not as a workout. With practice the motion becomes natural, and you'll notice responses: increased warmth, a sense of loosening, sometimes a subtle pulsing as fresh blood returns to neglected tissues. The beauty is its simplicity: no gadgets, no expensive therapy, just your hand, a comfy position, and 60 seconds of intentional care. Many men find the ritual itself empowering and look forward to it each day. You can perform the massage dry, but using an oil makes it far more comfortable and often more effective. That brings us to oils. 4. Oils that enhance the effect. While bare-handed massage works, the right carrier oil transforms the practice into a gentler, more therapeutic routine. Oil reduces friction, yes, but it also delivers compounds that calm inflammation, nourish tissue, and help stimulate circulation beneath the skin. I had a skeptical man in his 70s try the technique dry for a week with little benefit. When he switched to using oil, he noticed warmth and flow within days. So which oils do I recommend? First is castor oil. Traditionally used for deep tissue work, castor oil contains ricinoleic acid, which has anti-inflammatory and circulatory supporting properties. Applied to the perineum, it seems to penetrate deeply, and many men report a comforting, warming feeling afterward, a sign the area is receiving more blood. Second, virgin coconut oil is an excellent option for sensitive skin. It's soothing, naturally antibacterial, and absorbs cleanly without a heavy, greasy residue, plus it contains components that support low-grade inflammation control. Third, black seed oil, Nigella sativa, is a more potent choice. Rich in thymoquinone, it's been used historically to support male vitality and circulation. It's pricier and stronger in flavor odor, but some men find it worth the investment. If you want to boost results further, you can blend a carrier oil with a few drops of essential oils: peppermint to invigorate circulation, rosemary for nerve stimulation, or sandalwood for traditional reproductive support. Use essential oils sparingly. 3 to 4 drops per ounce of carrier oil is ample. The combination of touch plus an appropriate oil turns a simple minute of massage into a restorative ritual. Your hands are doing the mechanical work while the oil soothes, reduces inflammation, and supports deeper tissue response. 5. Why it works, the science. At first glance, pressing one small spot for a minute may seem almost too simple to be meaningful. But when you look at the anatomy and physiology involved, the explanation becomes clear. There are 3 main mechanisms at work. First, improved circulation. Gentle compression and release act like a manual pump. You move stagnant fluid out and invite oxygen-rich blood in. Erections are fundamentally a blood flow event. The more you encourage healthy perfusion in the pelvic tissues, the better the system can respond. That warming many men feel is simply restored blood return. Second, nerve reactivation. The nerves that carry sensation and arousal pass through the perineal area. Chronic tightness, scar tissue, or postural compression can dull those signals. Light, Regular stimulation helps decompress and awaken those pathways so signals travel more clearly between the genitals and the brain, essentially wiping the contact points clean so the message gets through. Third, indirect prostate and pelvic benefit. The prostate sits directly above the perineum, and improved local circulation reduces congestion and low-grade inflammation in surrounding tissues. Better blood flow and less pelvic tension can translate into easier urinary flow, less pelvic discomfort, and a healthier environment for the nerves and vessels that support sexual function. In short, this small daily habit targets circulation, nerves, and tissue health all at once, a focused, low-risk way to encourage the body's own repair and responsiveness. Reduce congestion, enhance hormonal support, and even ease urinary struggles that so many men face as they grow older. Men have often shared with me that not only did their erections grow stronger, but their nightly bathroom trips dropped noticeably. Fourth, this practice releases built-up tension in the pelvic floor. Just like tight knots in your shoulders or back, the pelvic muscles can become stiff and overworked. Because they're hidden deep inside, most men never realize how crucial they are for erections, orgasm, and bladder control. By easing those trigger points, the whole pelvic system begins working more fluidly and with greater strength. And lastly, there's a nervous system benefit that often gets overlooked. This massage stimulates your parasympathetic system, the branch responsible for relaxation, recovery, and healing. Stress chemicals like cortisol, which directly interfere with sexual performance, begin to fall. That's why many men not only report better performance, but also a steady calm, sharper focus, and a more balanced mood once they make this a daily habit. All these effects happen together: blood flow, nerve activity, prostate relief, muscle release, and nervous system balance. That's why such a tiny daily act can bring such powerful changes. But understanding why it works is only one part. The bigger question is when to do it and how often for the best results. That's exactly what we'll cover next. 6. Timing and frequency. One of the most common questions men ask me is, "Doctor, when's the right time to do this massage, and how often should I repeat it?" It's a smart question because with practices like this, timing and consistency are everything. After working with men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s, I've seen the same truth again and again. When you treat it as a daily ritual instead of a once-in-a-while experiment, the benefits compound until your body starts responding in ways you can really feel. Mornings are one of the best times. That's when testosterone peaks naturally. By stimulating the perineum early, you're aligning with your body's rhythm, amplifying the signal it's already sending. Men who choose mornings often notice a boost in energy during the day and even firmer spontaneous erections within the first week. Evenings, on the other hand, offer their own unique advantage. A short, gentle massage before bed activates the parasympathetic system, lowers stress, relaxes the pelvic floor, and promotes deeper nighttime erections as well as stronger morning wood. Many men also report better sleep and a calmer mood from ending the day with this short practice. In the beginning, I usually recommend every other day, so the body can adjust without soreness. After about a week, most men can easily move to once daily. And for those who enjoy it and want maximum benefit, twice daily, morning and night, can be even more rewarding. But let me be clear, it's not about pressure or length. One focused minute every day will outperform irregular, long, forceful sessions. Think of it like working out. You don't build strength by going to the gym once and exhausting yourself. You build it through small, regular steps. If intimacy is planned, doing the massage 2 to 3 hours beforehand is usually ideal. It primes your system without overstimulating, leaving you ready when the moment comes. Over time, you'll discover the routine that suits you best, but the golden rule is simple: consistency beats intensity. Now that you know when and how often to do it, the next step is avoiding the mistakes that cause men to give up too soon. That's exactly what we'll look at next. 7. Common mistakes to avoid. When I teach men this practice, I always stress that success is not only about what you do, it's also about what not to do. Too many men rush in, eager for fast results, and end up discouraged. I want to spare you that frustration. Here are the most common mistakes I've seen over the years. The first mistake: pressing too hard. Many men think more pressure equals faster progress. In reality, Pushing too hard can leave you sore or even bruised the next day, which makes you avoid the practice altogether. Remember, this is not deep tissue work. It's delicate tissue filled with nerves and vessels. Think gentle guidance, not brute force. The second mistake, skipping oil. Some men think they can just use dry fingers, but that leaves out half the benefit. Oils don't just make it comfortable, they feed the skin, improve circulation, and often carry therapeutic compounds of their own. Without them, results are weaker and less enjoyable. The third mistake, awkward positioning. If you're straining your arm, bending uncomfortably, or tensing your back just to reach, you'll never stick with it. Comfort matters. Whether lying with knees bent, sitting on a chair's edge, or standing with one foot raised, choose a position that lets you stay relaxed and steady. And perhaps the biggest mistake of all, giving up too soon. I've seen men try for a few days, not notice fireworks, and quit. That's like planting a seed and expecting shade within a weekend. This practice works gradually, layering small improvements day by day, better blood flow, less tension, more nerve activity, and eventually stronger performance. Patience and consistency are the secret. Avoid these pitfalls, and you'll stay consistent long enough to unlock the real benefits. And here's the exciting part. Those benefits reach far beyond erections. Many men are amazed by improvements in areas they never expected. That's what we'll uncover next. 8. Unexpected benefits beyond erections. Most men begin this practice hoping for stronger, more reliable erections. That alone is a worthy goal. But what surprises nearly everyone is the cascade of other improvements that follow. One simple minute a day in this overlooked spot creates ripple effects that touch multiple areas of life. I've had men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s return weeks later with stories that sound incredible yet repeat again and again. One of the first changes they notice is improved bladder control. The dribbling, the frequent nighttime trips, the urgency, these often ease significantly. Why? Because the pelvic floor, once tense and weak, begins to regain balance and coordination. A man in his late 60s once told me he went from waking 4 times a night to just once. That alone, he said, changed his energy and mood during the day. And the list doesn't stop there. Better posture, reduced back tension, improved mood, calmer stress responses, all of these have been reported. By giving the pelvic system this small daily stimulus, you're not only restoring sexual vitality, you're supporting the foundation of your overall health and confidence to ease congestion, boost hormone function, and even reduce some urinary troubles that many men face as the years go on. Men have often told me that not only did their erections improve, but their nightly bathroom visits dropped dramatically. Fourth, you're releasing hidden tension in the pelvic floor. These muscles can tighten and knot up, just like your shoulders or lower back. But since they're tucked deep inside, most men don't realize how important they are for erections, orgasm, and bladder control. By softening these tight spots, the entire pelvic system begins to work with greater ease and strength. Finally, there's the impact on the nervous system, something many men underestimate. This massage activates the parasympathetic branch, the part responsible for relaxation, recovery, and balance. Stress hormones like cortisol, which interfere with sexual health, start to decline. That's why so many men notice not only better sexual performance but also calmness, focus, and an improved mood after making this a daily habit. All of these effects happen together: improved circulation, nerve activation, prostate relief, muscle release, and nervous system balance. That's why such a tiny, simple routine creates such life-changing results. But understanding how it works is just the beginning. The real question is, when should you do it, and how often for the best outcome? That's exactly what we'll break down next. 6. Best timing and frequency. One of the most common questions I hear is, "Doctor, when is the ideal time to do this massage, and how often should I practice it?" It's a fair question, because with routines like this, timing and consistency are everything. Over the years, I've guided men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s through this practice, and I've seen a clear pattern emerge. When you treat it as a daily ritual rather than an occasional experiment, the results stack up over time until real changes appear in how your body responds. Morning is an excellent window to practice. Testosterone levels peak early in the day, and massaging the perineum soon after waking helps you sync with your body's natural hormonal rhythm, almost amplifying the message your system is already sending. Men who do this in the morning often describe lasting energy through the day, with spontaneous erections becoming stronger, sometimes within the first week. Evenings, though, bring their own benefits. A gentle 1-minute massage before sleep helps the nervous system switch into recovery mode. It lowers stress hormones, relaxes the pelvic area, and improves nighttime and morning erections. Many men also notice deeper sleep and steadier moods when ending the day this way. At first, I suggest every other day so your body adjusts without soreness. After a week, once daily works well for most. And for men who enjoy the results, twice a day, morning and evening, can be even more effective. But remember, this isn't about force or duration. One consistent minute is far more valuable than occasional long sessions. Think of it like exercise. You don't build fitness by going to the gym once a week and exhausting yourself, but by steady, daily practice. Also keep in mind, if intimacy is planned, performing the massage 2 to 3 hours before works best. It prepares the system without overstimulating it, leaving you ready instead of distracted. With time, you'll find the rhythm that suits you best. But the golden rule is this: consistency beats intensity. Now that you know the timing and frequency, the next step is just as critical: avoiding the common mistakes that can block the real benefits. And that's what we'll cover next. 7. Mistakes to avoid. Whenever I introduce this technique, I stress that it's not just about doing it correctly but also steering clear of the common errors. Too many men get excited about regaining potency, rush in the wrong way, and then stop when results don't show or discomfort sets in. I don't want that for you. Let me walk you through the biggest mistakes I've seen, so you can avoid them and stay consistent. Mistake number 1. Pressing too hard. It's tempting to think that more pressure equals better results. But here, it works the opposite way. Too much force can leave you sore or even bruised, discouraging you from continuing. Remember, this isn't a deep tissue massage for your back. The perineum is delicate, filled with sensitive nerves and vessels. Gentle pressure is the key. Mistake 2. Skipping the oil. Some men think they can manage without it, but oil makes the massage smoother, nourishes the skin, enhances circulation, and adds its own therapeutic benefits. Without it, you miss half the value. Mistake 3. Using an awkward position. If you're twisting, straining, or cramping just to reach the perineum, you won't stick with it. Comfort is crucial. Whether lying down with bent knees, sitting on a chair's edge, or standing with one foot raised, find the position that lets you stay relaxed. And perhaps the biggest mistake is quitting too soon. Some men try this for 3 days, don't see dramatic results, and abandon it. That's like planting a seed and expecting fruit overnight. This method builds gradually. Each day, circulation improves, nerves wake up, tension eases, and your body relearns its natural function. Give it time. Avoiding these pitfalls ensures you'll stay comfortable and consistent, which is what leads to lasting results. And when you stay consistent, the rewards go far beyond stronger erections. In fact, you may notice benefits in unexpected parts of your life. That's what we'll explore in the next section. 8. Unexpected benefits.